Okay, it's another day and another lesson. This will be a lesson in the key of A minor again, just as the previous lesson I posted. It's actually a song composed by, I believe, Paul Baloche. Yes, but we are taking a look at Paul Wilbur's version on the album Jerusalem Arise. My main focus here is the guitar solo. You know, as beginners and intermediate players, we learn lots of scales, but the issue is actually connecting those scales and playing them up and down the neck. I found this guitar solo many years ago of immense help to me, so I thought I would share that with anyone out there struggling to explore the guitar neck. It's a pretty cool solo. You know, it begins at the 5th fret, goes down to the 1st fret. You know, hammer-ons, pull-ups and all that. It's got a little bit of everything. Okay, pretty cool solo. All right, so let's get into the lesson. Okay, so let's take a quick look at the chords. For the verse, that's A minor to F. I play a little variation on the F major 7. You know, this is the F major 7, but I bring my ring to the to the C, and then my pinky goes to the F right here. Okay, so it's just an F major 7 with a C in the bass kind of chord here, and then I go to C, and then G. Okay, so that's it for the verse. Really simple. So let me try and play it and sing that for you. Who is like him, Lion and the Lamb, seated on the throne? Mountains bow down, every ocean roars to the Lord of hosts. Okay, so that's it for the verse. The strum pattern is a 16th note strum pattern. I did a video on that, beginner's video on building your progressions, part 1. So you might want to check that out. Okay, now let's take a look at the chorus, shall we? The chorus is F to A minor to G to D minor, back to F to A minor, and then to G to F, and to this chord, B sus2, some may call it, others may call it the F sus4, whichever you want to call it. Okay, so that's it for the chorus. So let me play that and sing in context if I can. So that's like, praise Adonai from the rising of the sun till the end of every day. Praise Adonai, all the nations of the earth, all the angels and the saints sing praise. Okay, so before we do the solo, I would recommend you familiarize yourself with a couple of scales to get a better understanding of the solo. Okay, first scale I would recommend is the pentatonic scale, the A minor pentatonic scale, first form, which everybody learns. This one. Okay, so that's the first scale I would recommend you familiarize yourself with if you don't already. Next is the major scale, the C major scale, on the 3rd string, starting from the 5th fret. Okay, this one. Okay, so I'm going to assume you know this already, and that I'm just pointing them out to you to be aware they were used in the solo. Okay, otherwise you might want to refer to some of my beginner videos. Okay, so you might also want to get used to playing that just on one string, up the fret like this. Okay, hope you can see that. Okay, so next scale is still the C major scale, but in first position with open strings. Okay, I'm talking about this one. Okay, and then go up an octave from there, and then all the way up. Okay, so you might want to get used to that. And then also yeah, last but not least, playing in thirds. This is what I'm talking about. Okay, so that's like one major scale with a little bit of an extension from there. So what I just did was to place my index on the second string at the first fret. My middle is right on the fourth string at the third fret. Second fret. Okay, so that was my 1. My 2 is right here with my pinky on the second string, third fret. Ring is on the fourth string, also at the second fret. Okay, so just keep in mind I have a string in between both fingers every time. Okay, my 3 is the first and third string free. Okay, and then my 4 is yeah, I've got my index on the first string at the first fret. Middle is on the third string at the second fret. Okay, this shape repeats again. Oops, I just slide this up here. Okay, and then now I kind of switch to my ring and middle finger right here on the 5th fret. Ring is on the first string, middle is on the third string. Okay, at the 5th fret. Repeat this shape 2 frets up, and then lift the ring finger and slide the middle finger 2 frets up and put down your index. Okay, you can continue from there. So once again, looks like this. Okay, and so on. Okay, so once again, that was the pentatonic scale, first form, and then the major scale from the third string of the 5th fret, and then on one string up. Yes, and then the major scale again in first position with open strings. One more octave up from there, all the way up, and then last but not least was the thirds. It's time for the guitar solo, and I've broken this down into bits to make it easier to digest. So here's the first part. Okay, that's the first part of the solo. So the notes for that are A, B, C, D, and E. These are the notes used for that part of the solo, the beginning of the solo. But in sequence to the solo, that would be C, D, E, back to D, to C, to B, and to A. Okay, so playing that in context with no hammer on, no pull off, no vibrato, nothing, that would be C, D, E, 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 B, C, D, C, B, A. Okay, once again, C, D, E, 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 B, C, B, C, B, A. Okay, so those are the notes by themselves in sequence to the solo. No vibrato, nothing. Okay, now let's add some slide and pull-offs, vibrato and stuff. That is what will make this musical. All right, so it goes like this. Okay, so C, D, slide to the A, and play the, slide to the E, and play the E 3 times. So C, D, okay, and then come back to the D. Okay, so you slide back to the D, and then to the C, go to B, and hammer on and pull off. Okay, and then play the A up here. Okay, let's take it again slowly. Okay. Okay, so practice that slowly till you get it down. And as far as where they fall within a counting system, I would put this within a 16th note counting system. So if you look below, the solo begins on the R of 4, falls on 1, falls between E and, falls on R, falls on 2, falls between E and, falls on R, falls on 3, and falls on E. That's a mouthful, but it's good to know what's happening there. Okay, so let's try that again for the last time, slowly.
Like him, Lion and the Lamb, seated on the throne. Mountains bow down, every ocean roars to the Lord of hosts. Praise Adonai, from the rising of the sun to the end of every day. Praise Adonai, all the nations of the earth, all the angels and the saints sing praise. Who is like him, Lion and the Lamb, seated on the throne? Mountains bow down, every ocean roars to the Lord of hosts. Come praise him, praise